We've heard of these three a couple times. These are the three Erics. We'll be going back to this page to see them because they're all different, but they always get confused. So here they are, the three Erics, chapter 22. In Miss Jules's class, there were three children named Eric: Eric Fry, Eric Bacon, and Eric Ovens. They were known throughout the school for being fat. Eric Fry sat at this end of the room. Eric Bacon sat in the middle of the room, and Eric Ovens sat at the end of the room. There was a joke around Wayside School that if all three Erics were ever at the same end of the room at the same time, the whole school would flip over. Eric Bacon hated jokes like that. That's not surprising. After all, he wasn't even fat. In fact, he was the skinniest kid in Miss Jules's class, but nobody seemed to notice. The other two Erics were fat, and so everyone just thought that all Erics were fat. So this is Eric Bacon, but everybody thinks he's big because the other two guys are big. But I'm not fat, Eric Bacon insisted. What's your name? Asked Jason. Eric. Well, then you're fat. And pretty soon, skinny little Eric Bacon, the skinniest kid in Miss Jules's class, had the nickname Fatso. Eric Fry was fat. He was also the best athlete in Miss Jules's class. His body was solid muscle, so he wasn't really fat, he was muscular. However, nobody ever noticed. The other two Erics weren't very good at sports. Eric Ovens was clumsy. Eric Fatso Bacon was a good athlete for his size, but because he was so skinny, he didn't have much power. So naturally, everybody just assumed that Eric Fry was also clumsy and weak. After all, his name was Eric. Whenever the other kids chose up teams, Eric Fry was the last one picked. They never noticed his home runs or fabulous catches he made. Like all great athletes, he made the impossible look easy. Of course, the other kids did notice the one time he dropped the ball. Eric Fry was playing right field. Terrence belted a deep fly to left. Eric Fry raced all the way across the field after the ball, and at the last second dived at it. He caught it in midair on his fingertips, but as he hit the ground, the ball squirted loose. Well, what do you expect from Butterfingers? Said Stephen. And since that time, Eric Fry has been nicknamed Butterfingers. So even though he's a great athlete, people call him Butterfingers and think he's not good because the other two are not very good. Everybody thinks he's fat because the other two are bigger, even though he's not crazy. Eric Ovens was the nicest person in Miss Jules's class. He treated everyone equally and had only kind words for them. So Eric Ovens, very nice kid. But because his name was Eric, everyone thought he was mean. Fatso was mean because everyone called him Fatso. So he's not nice because people call him names. Butterfingers was mean because he always had to play right field. So naturally, everyone just assumed that Eric Ovens was also mean, so they called him Crabapple. Good morning, Allison, said Eric Ovens. How are you? That's him. Good morning, Allison. How are you? Super nice. Lay it off, Crabapple, will you? If you don't have anything nice to say, don't say anything at all. All three of the Erics had nicknames. It was better that way. Otherwise, when somebody said, hey, Eric, no one would know to whom he was talking to. One time, all the Erics would answer, and the next time, none of them would answer. But when somebody said, hey, Crabapple, then Eric Ovens knew they were talking to him. And somebody said, hey, Butterfingers, Eric Fry knew it meant him. And when someone said, hey, Fatso, Eric Bacon knew he was being called. I don't know if there's a moral to that story other than get to know people instead of thinking that everybody's the same. Okay? And also, sometimes nicknames, especially when you use them to make people not feel good, not a great thing either. So don't call people some of those names that they don't want to be called. All right. See ya.